collectors. My name is Jeff, and I just got in Sideshow's Mandalorian and Grogu 1/4 scale premium format. The edition size on it is 7,500, and I got 1763. Here is the art box for it, and it is a very tall and slim box. It's get some measurements in case you just wanted to know for storage purposes. It is 30 inches tall by 22.5 wide and 8 inches deep. So it's a pretty tall box, and it's the traditional black, gray, and silver colorations for Star Wars. And you got a larger picture of Mando and Grogu there with an art background, and then you got the gray and black on the side, and then a more zoomed in picture or a full picture of the statue itself. Can't see the base in the picture, but we'll see that later. Without further ado, let's get this out of the box and take a closer look at this. Alright, now that we got it all assembled, let's have a good look at it. Get some measurements for you. The width on it on the base is 14 inches, and from front to the back of the cloak or the pram, I would say a safe measurement would be 14 inches for your space you have in mind for it. And then it's the top of his head, I'd say, is 19.5 inches, and then the rifle might be a little bit taller than that. 19 3/4, 20 inches. The actual width of himself and the pram is, I'd say, 13 inches across. And in case you're worried about the depth beyond the base here of the cloak, from the back of the cloak to the front is 13 inches. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with it. They did a good job. We'll start off with the base. The base is kind of plain, but it's like he's walking, you know, on the desert sand, or like a hardened texture of rock, maybe even. You can see different kind of indentations in the sculpt, and they use different color paints to give it a good look. His boots are well sculpted. You can see different tones of tans and grays, and actually see the tread and heel on his boots on the back and blacks. He's got another variation of color going up his boots, different tans, and you can actually see pouches and his rifle rounds on his like a leg bandolier or whatever. Got the knee plate there. Overall, the sculpt on the legs, it looks really good with his like jumpsuit. You see different coloration from his boots to his pants, the actual pants of the jumpsuit. The leg plates are a nice, not a chrome, but you know, it's not super shiny like it shouldn't be. And then you can actually tell the difference with the leg plate, the old versus the new. Got a nice little like a scoring mark there, and it's got a different level to the sculpt on it. And then the nice brown coloration there with weathering and damage from you know, previous use. Going up to his belt, you can see the grav charges on his left leg, hip. And he's got a couple more rounds back there. Nice blue coloration for the armor. On his jumpsuit. Belt has nice paintwork to it. Looks a little bland. Could maybe use a little weathering, but it looks good. His gloves are just like in the movie, or the TV show, I should say. Got a nice blue paint for the triangle there with the silver underneath. The plate, you can tell, is a different level as far as the sculpt goes. And then the brown leather gloves with different colored fingers. The whistling birds looks really cool. They did a good job on the sculpt on this, and you can see different levels of the sculpt within it, giving you the realistic effect of it. And his other bracer with the flamethrower looks, and the grappling hook looks good. It's kind of hard to see with the pram in the way, sorry. The jumpsuit, you can tell there's a different layer to the sleeves, and it has a nice sculpt to it with a wrinkled effect throughout his jumpsuit. You can tell different. It actually looks like, you know, how clothing should. His cloak, it's nice you know, you finally getting a sculpted cloak version of this. It's got a nice kind of weathered effect and rippling in the wind. It looks really good. Different tones. You can actually see the different layers. It gives it a more layered effect. Like it's wrapping in the wind like it should. His rifle sits in there pretty good. It's got a attachment up here, or a peg I should say, and then one below on his belt that it latches into. They did a good job how they designed the rifle to go over the cloak. That's always been a thing for me. You know, how's he got the rifle, and when he swings it out, how's it not hitting his cloak? His Bergam blaster on his leg looks really good in the holster there. It is not removable, in case you were wondering. The belt has more of his rounds going up it with a bandolier going up. More rifle ammunition. The chest plate is well sculpted. There's different variations in the layers. You can tell that it's, you know, a breastplate, and it's sticking out. You got his mudhorn signet on the shoulder there, and his helmet is very well sculpted with a little bit of weathering on it. You can see like a black wash to it. They did a good job sculpting the helmet. And Grogu himself, I think, looks really good. His eyes have a nice glassy kind of realistic eyeballs. The pupils in it, I mean, look real. His outfit looks, the tan on it looks good with like a black wash over it. His head only comes off. He's actually part of the, a pretty strong magnet too, part of the pram itself. The pram itself is weathered well. Has nice silvers and grays and kind of like a brass tone to it, I'd say, in the bottom. They did a good job on the inside of it too. You can see all the panels and different slots and stuff in there. Looks like it's the real deal. The weight of this, in case you're wondering too, people were wondering if it's like a real light plastic. If it feels like it's not plastic, and it has a decent weight to it, and it keys in well to his cloak, and it's very well concealed in my opinion. They did a good job on hiding it. Actually, it can go down a little more now that I'm looking at it. And the assembly on this, on mine, just to give you guys a heads up, I had a hard time, I don't know if you could tell, getting his foot peg to slide in. It set up, you know, about that much at first when I was pushing it in. Had to slowly wiggle it and maneuver it in there. It almost made me think I was putting it in the base wrong when I was doing it. Also, with his, for the assembly on it, be careful with the top strap, that the peg for where his strap attaches, and then attach down below. Make sure you put the rifle on first, and then when you do the cloak, you have to line it up exactly right. If you don't, you're going to scratch and possibly break these straps on it. Take your time doing it. Make sure you don't rush it. Otherwise, you're going to break it. The prim was real easy to put in. Obviously, his arms and stuff were easy. I have two issues with this, and that I don't like. The base is too plain to me. I mean, it's sand, you know, and dirt, and I think they could have done more with it. Maybe put it on maybe a black topper base, or had some other formations on here. It would have looked a lot better to me. And the other thing I have an issue with, and a lot of people were talking about it, is the way his swagger or his lean is. It doesn't look right to me. It almost seems like inhuman to me. Why would you, pose like, or be walking like this? It almost reminds me of the Techno Viking or something when he's walking down the streets. The way they have it, and I realize he's wearing a jumpsuit, you can't really see a difference between the hip of him, or it just doesn't, it looks awkward to me. But other than that, I really like it, and they did a good job on it. Well, I hope you enjoyed my unboxing and review of this, and hope you guys have a good night. And if you get this, hopefully you're happy with it as well. Thank you for watching.
so very much for watching today, and if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button right here on the screen and check out these 2 awesome videos. I think you're going to love them. And also please join us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I would love to have you join in all the fun. Thank you guys so very much for watching. See you in the Batcave.